before I started getting into filmmaking, I used to be a professional dancer. One of the things that got me actually into Steadicam, it was because I knew how to dance. I knew how to move in the space. I have a lot of spatial awareness, especially with breakdance. Like you're literally spinning super fast, so you need to know where you are in
all
the space.
Time. Yeah.
So that actually helped me a lot. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, hey, you want to be a Steadicam operator? You better dance salsa, merengue, all this stuff.
We're here with Enmanuel. You know what I'm saying? Enmanuel is one of the biggest. Well, he's the only one that I seen do the work out here when it comes to the night scene, the party. I mean, it's been years me seeing this kid all over the place with that camera on him, left and right. So every time you go on Instagram and you're looking at the club that you go in tonight, or whatever it is that it's got to do with nightlife. Well, that's not the only thing. It looks good. Well, that's not the only thing he does. So just for the people that, you know, whenever you're looking at and you look at them girls dancing, that club scene that you like, this man right here shot it, and we got him tonight. We got him here with us tonight.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
Man? What's up, brother? What's up?
How you doing, guys?
Man,
pretty excited actually to come here today. I saw you guys the first episode with Dan, and I was very interested to, you know, come and kind of like talk about my story, and also like have a good conversation with you guys, because I know you for a couple years now.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I was surprised actually, because I didn't know until he messaged me.
Yeah. It's actually you were probably one of the first person that I met when I came to this country.
Yeah,
I don't know in the film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good backstory. Yeah. So yeah, my name is Enmanuel Zabala. I'm 29 years old. I've been in the industry probably now for around 10 years, and I'm original from Venezuela, which is my beautiful country.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm excited to be here.
You've been here 10 years,
Yes.
and you said that you didn't speak English when you got here, which that made things super difficult. I don't know, how do you get your first? Let me just get to that. How do you get your first job? Doing the nightclub thing. I mean, you went straight downtown and started talking to what you did? How you?
All right. So the way that I get into the nightlife was like, first of all, I was going for around 6 months. I went every night to the nightclubs, mainly to network with the promoters and the DJs, because that's kind of like how it's the best way I got to get into the nightlife, because they control the how, you know, the money move inside of the nightclub and all that. So I started actually working with a Venezuelan DJ. I remember in that time it was at Ember, a club here, very famous club here in downtown Orlando. And I basically did a recap for the night for him. And the first thing that I told him was like, tag all the promoters, tag all the owners of the clubs and all that, so that way I can, you know, start making my name.
Yeah.
I did it for like 6 months, and the first job, it was with the people from Celine Orlando. I started working with them, and I still working with them. It's been already 6 years. But yeah, it's pretty. I always say that nightlife is a good place to start, because it gives you the ability to network with a lot of people that you would never like see like in the day to day. Like I have the opportunity to meet a lot of people that they were really like outside of the film industry, but they needed the type of job that we need. So that's how I start. And like I said, like I've been now working for also different clubs like Tier. I don't know if you ever heard about Tier.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Tier, Euphoria. I've been with them for 2 years. But the nightlife, I would say it's a little, it's a complicated industry to get in, because obviously there's a lot of people that trying to do videos for the nightlife. I would say it's Yo, sorry.
Is it?
No, it's okay.
Is it like the reason it might be so competitive? I don't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah, no, you go.
because you're probably going to get a bunch of guys in there that are going to do it for a lot cheaper and just
Correct.
film it,
Yeah.
right? Because it's such a basic form of like for some people they think of it like a basic form of video. Hey, just shoot a bunch of B-roll and piece it together, right? So you're competing with
make it go with the music, get the flash, get this, get that.
Yeah. The way that I would say that it's the most easy way to get into the industry is know what you're selling in the night, because a lot of people, they think it's only like, you know, to make the club look popping and look cool, but there is a lot into that. And when you really start taking it a little bit more serious, especially for the nightlife, I think is where like you really see the value on your videos. But yeah, man, like I would say, sorry, I got a little loose.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I started with the nightlife as well. It's not there's nothing wrong with.
I did 2 nightlife and then I quit.
Did you start video off?
I still got it. Yeah, I still got it. I did that girl Aggie came down.
Okay.
Remember when she went viral, whatever? And I did her hotel stay. Then I took her out. Then we went to the club. I did that. Then I did another one. They called me. It was a club right in the corner where everybody hangs out at. What's the name of that? Right where the bank is across the street. They put a restaurant there now. It was popping there and then the guy was like, "Hey man, you know, you want to come back next week?" I was like, "Nah, thank you, man."
Wait, this was before me, right? Before?
Nah, this was when we were doing Room 236
at
that time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I went and I went actually. I think Francisco went with me. Oh yeah, Francisco and I shot a music video for that guy on Church Street in one of them famous ass clubs. Whatever. Me and Francisco used to take me on missions, and so we did that. And then I was like, yeah, I can't do this club stuff, man. This is
he was
crazy,
the one. He
man.
started on that. Oh, that's crazy.
No, yeah, he took me to do a music video for remember what's the name of this rapper? Some rapper there, man. And then we went and did that. I just filmed it, and they were doing the editing. I don't know who was doing the editing. And I was like, oh, okay, yo, Francisco took me on some missions, bro. We did some stripping. Not to take it. I mean, we did some strippers.
Oh man, I stay away from those.
No, we film all type of stuff. But
are you doing more like I mean, I don't know how I should put this. Are you doing more kind of upscale kind of clubs?
Yeah, so the clubs that I try to maintain myself in working with is more of like the DJ clubs.
Yeah.
For example, Celine, they bring a lot of famous DJs. So I've been doing show with them for like over like already like 6 years. But yeah, like I try to maintain, because there's a lot of different type of clubs. Obviously, like there's more of like the open format type of club. I try to maintain myself out of that because it's not the same market, especially for our industry, because they don't see the same value on the videos that for a DJ, for example. Because the thing about like making content for, especially for like the DJ night events, is that they see the longevity of like, okay, we do this party today, but in 2 years we're gonna bring this DJ back, so we can use that footage to promote
that same footage to promote the video. So what you're saying is what I believe. Well, I believe different from that's what got me out of it. I thought that the work was so temporary. I thought the work, you did it today, and then tomorrow it didn't matter anymore.
Yeah, well, I felt like I feel like the opposite. You film all this and you can use it forever.
No, well, it all depends on what you're filming, and then you have to use your abilities to say, okay, I'm gonna keep this as organic as possible. But now, remember, now you know, not for nothing, but if you filming something, right, and you make it last forever, then they're not gonna need you as much. My opinion, I'll probably give them something that they'll probably be able to use for that night, that week, that month. Then you got to call me back again.
But walk us through how that would happen, because how much more can you get than liquor shots and girls dancing?
Well, see what you're talking about. What you're talking about at this moment is a commercial, right? Which is
okay,
right. But what I'm talking about is a flyer video for an event that's going to happen on Friday.
Right.
I'm going to make sure everybody knows that Friday. And after that, you cannot use that video no more, because I mean, you can't.
That makes sense.
You can't.
So
give
it's
it all
events
out like that.
based on that weekend or whatever.
Yeah, I think also like where the clubs can actually see more value on your job is when you're change the conversation from I'm just doing videos and footage for your little promo video for next week, and then you're telling me I'm developing your whole branding for the club, because that's a different conversation. That's where you can see when you can have a little bit more leverage for your work, because you're gonna find a lot of, especially the promoters. The promoters, unfortunately, they just need quick stuff for next week.
Yes.
So
you're gonna stay away from that.
I mean, that's like
you want to stay away from that stuff, man. It's like you're breaking your neck. You're doing all this work, and then it's over. It's just
yeah. So that was, I think, the thing that got me more success into the nightlife. It was because I was trying to always aim into the conversation with the owners of the club, because the promoters, they come and go. They're gonna move from clubs. Like the majority of the promoters, they do the parties for 3 months in one club, and then they pass to another club. So because for them, they're the entertainment for the people, but the club, it doesn't move. It's the physical space. They own the place. So when you change the conversation, like, okay, I'm gonna develop the image for your club and not just for the party, you have way more leverage. And that's how I being, like, able to sustain myself. And because you really need to stay away from the promoters. That's where the crazy stuff.
Now another question that I have, right? You only handle the video area in the clubs, or you also go in and put a campaign together, and this is how we're gonna put this. This is how it's gonna go out on the grand. This is how it's gonna be on Facebook. This is how people gonna see this. You do a step further, or you just stop where the video stops and edit the video, or you go.
I try myself to stay away from the marketing.
Gotcha.
Because.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Because like a lot of people don't understand that, especially when you're in the production world, you gotta maintain yourself away from marketing, because that's a different job. Like, I try to work as much as possible with the marketing people from the club, obviously, to maintain the same image, to know exactly what they want to promote, what they want to, like, really, like, showcase to the people, what type of, like, lifestyle they want to portray, so the people come. But yeah, I try. I keep it, like, after the edit. Okay, you got your footage.
That's it.
What I do that I found a little bit more leverage to me as well is that I keep the whole footage for the year, so that way, like, if you want to come back to the footage, like, we can do something with stuff that we already shot, or do a recap of the year. That's one of the things that a lot of clubs, they like it, because they can really show to the people, like, hey, we've been doing all these different shows for the whole year. So but yeah, like I say, I tell people, like, especially, like, for the camera people, maintain yourself away from the marketing side, because the marketing side, now you're gonna have to deal with, like, okay, how many times you gotta post, or you can compete also with, like, okay, how many videos they want. Especially now that we live in a world where everything is like quantity. I
know, we just talked about that earlier.
And
fast.
Yes, and yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve. Like, and I tell people, I'm like, you cannot expect quality with quantity. The two don't go together. Like, you gotta keep them separate. So,
and most people don't know what they want. The clients don't know which one they want. They're kind of battling to find a mix between the two, and it's always a battle between someone who's writing the track check.
Yeah, I mean, for us, I think the real battle is keeping on the quality side, because that's how you really stand up for the rest. Like, I tell people, like, I actually have a conversation recently with one guy that he was telling me, like, oh, how can I get into the, like, the nightclub and stuff? And I was like, listen, don't get into the rat race of, I'm gonna give you 30 videos from this night and different edits and vertical and for TikTok, because once you give them that, it's gonna be harder for you to negotiate for the money that all that work really like costs.
Yes.
And it's better to start with good quality one video and show him, like, hey, this is what we can do, this is what I can do, let's keep the conversation going and see where we can take it and see what they want to, because like you say, like a lot of people, they don't know where they want to take it, and like the marketing team, they change all the time. They for one season something works, for the other season something doesn't work, so you gotta keep it, different, I would say.
So you got 10 years, right? What would you say, what have you learned? What has been your boom, damn, that's my lesson, man. That's not going to happen to me again. Or, talk to me about that. Because, we need to know. So therefore, they won't make those mistakes and they start. Well, I mean, with what you just said right now, that's valuable information right now, because you do got people doing stuff for $100, and that pisses me off. I mean, we spoke about that. We speak about that all the time. I mean, like, damn, it sucks to have that, but give me one of the lessons you learned over this journey, this 10-year journey. You
I think the biggest lesson I learned in the 10 years that I've been is you gotta surround yourself with people that they align with your values to work, because filmmaking is a work of that you gotta create a team, that you cannot pretend to go to war with just one soldier. Like you need to create an army in order to really like perform into like for bigger clients and all that stuff. So to me, for people that they're starting, I would say try from the beginning, try to build a team. I think that's the most important thing for everybody. And also I would say like the first 5 years of your career, try to get into all the positions that you can. So that way you learn overall how to handle a whole production, from pre-production, production, and post-production. And then try to specialize.
That's what basically we do here. We go from acting to holding a boom pole.
There you go.
To
I don't know about the acting part.
Yes, you do.
I'm not going to be acting well.
You need to stop.
I never acted.
Yes, you
can be
did.
an actor.
When? Exactly.
That's true.
Anyways, but back to what you're saying. Yes, we did it all. We do it all.
You have to.
And if you don't know, we're gonna learn how to do it, and we're gonna get it right. And
I did music before I did film, and and that helped me a lot to learn audio.
I actually to touch with another topic. Before I started getting into filmmaking, I used to be a professional dancer.
What kind of dancer? Hold on, wait.
Oh, you didn't know?
What you dancing, man? You break dancing?
Yeah.
Oh man,
like
professional.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you out here, man, to do some stuff, man.
No, I used to do it professional. It's funny, like, so I did it since I was 15 years old.
Okay.
14 actually, I started.
Okay.
And till I was pretty much like 21 years old.
Yeah.
I came here. I still was trying to practice, but I was like, no, man, I need to make money.
Yeah.
But yeah. But it's I always tell people like, and I feel like in the filmmaking world, it's good when you have coming from a different background, because it teaches you like, hey, like there's more into like just making a film. And one of the things that got me actually into Steadicam, it was because I knew how to dance. I knew how to move in the space. I have a lot of spatial awareness, especially with breakdance. Like you're literally spinning super fast, so you need to know where you are in
all
the
space.
time.
Yeah.
So that actually helped me a lot. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, hey, you want to be a Steadicam operator? You better dance salsa, merengue, all this stuff.
That's crazy. I never thought about that, because you got to be good with your feet while the camera's kind of...
Also, like, when it comes to, like, for example, for the shots, like, timing is everything. And especially when you're operating Steadicam. So it's a good background to have if you want to get into the Steadicam world.
Gotcha.
Do you think it's like a specialty thing that... like, like, do you think people have to really train for it?
Yes, absolutely. It is a specialty, and I think if you want to really become a professional Steadicam operator, you only have to focus on that, because first of all, is a physical condition. Like that's one of the biggest things, like, because you can have the best equipment in the world, man. If you can't carry 50 pounds of camera on your body, you just can't do it. And especially if you're doing longer show, 15-minute shot, 20-minute shot. I done like probably the max, it was like 30 minutes with the Steadicam mom with like 45 pounds. And let me tell you, that's hard. Like it beats your lower back, it beats your back. So it's very important to maintain your physical condition. Also the equipment barrier, like you need the equipment, like the right equipment. It's hard at the beginning, and especially when it comes to like the barrier of like buying the equipment. Like a regular professional Steadicam rig is like probably like 30 to 45K.
Yeah, for sure.
And what I tell people, like, for example, my personal experience was like I started with the Came TV. I don't know if you.
I heard of that.
It's the regular Steadicam. Yeah.
You're talking about the one that it was like the glide cams and stuff.
Yeah, I had a glide cam, but it's definitely completely different.
You're talking about the handheld, Joe. We're not talking about the vest and all that situation.
No, not the vest. No.
Yeah, my first like professional rig, if it was the Came TV. Because he actually has the best, has a decent arm, and the actually pose, it had all the connection that you need, the HMI, SDI. So that one is a good rig to start, but definitely as soon as you can to upgrade it, do it, because you're gonna need it, especially for the weight capacity. That's the biggest thing that I learned. I actually recently I got a bigger rig, and it was because of that reason. It was only because of the weight capacity. Because that's the biggest limitation between the cheap rigs and the super expensive one.
Now, I got a question about the whole Steadicam situation. When you the whole setup, does it take a long time, or do you have it balanced already at home, and you get there and it's already balanced? I mean, how fast can you get to work if I call you to get some, I want you to get here, I want you to get this shot. How long is it going to take for you to set up, balance this stuff, get it right, just straight shooting?
15 to 20 minutes. Like I literally
because it's almost ready. You got it at home, almost just sitting on a tripod or something. My personal, I like, and I see a lot of different like Steadicam operators, like you gotta bring obviously everything in Pelican cases and build it in the spot.
Okay.
Because especially depending on the location, especially also if you're bringing your camera car, you gotta build that too, put it on the camera car, then wait for the camera. So that's one of the biggest things, because everybody actually asked me for that, like, hey, how long you actually like are gonna take? Because I heard stories.
You got any shortcuts? You mark it.
I did.
You mark it on so you could get to it real fast. For this camera, boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, and you just put it. I mean, that's what I probably would do. I'll probably mark everything.
Right. So So tell me the stories you were saying.
So I heard people that literally, I was in Miami one time with the crew, and they were very self-aware of me, like getting ready the Steadicam, and they were always asking me, but hey, are you sure you're gonna have it ready in 10 minutes? And I'm like, like I've done it.
I can see that, because what I would think, like, it's gonna take 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, I think so.
No, and the craziest part is balancing. Balancing is where a lot of people, I already have it pretty nailed down. It's straightforward. It's always the same thing. But that's where a lot of people fell into the balancing, because it's very systematic. It's like a gimbal. Like a gimbal, you have to balance the three axes in a specific way in order to be completely balanced. The Steadicam is similar, but obviously with the difference between the, like, now you gotta balance the top way with the bottom way.
Okay, so the Steadicams have a balance for the, was it 5 axes? Is it 5 axes for up and down? What's up and down?
What's up and down?
Yes. So it will be 4 axes, I think.
Oh, yeah, because the other ones are 3 axes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So gimbals don't have an up and down, because I noticed with the gimbals, it's always like this.
Yes, that's what the arm take away. So you balance first the rig, the pole.
Yeah.
And there's a specific way to do it. First of all, like the first thing that you need to know is like what camera you're using.
Yeah, the weight is very important.
Like the first thing that I always do with people when I'm at work is asking, okay, what camera are you gonna use and what lenses are you gonna use? So that's gonna give me an overall, like, image of, okay, this is the for example, Aria Letza, the mini. It's gonna weigh like 15 pounds plus a lens. Okay. So I know also how much weight I had to put in the bottom, because that's how you do it. Like you gotta maintain a little bit more weight in the bottom that on the top, so that way the pendulum when it goes down, it's a little like you can balance in different ways. For example, depending of the shot, that's also the very one of the most important thing. Depending of the shot, you're gonna balance the Steadicam differently. So once you're in set, you always need to ask the director or the DP, okay, what type of shot you want, because that way it's gonna tell the Steadicam operator, okay, this is the way that you're gonna balance the Steadicam. Because if you wanna do a high mode, there's a different way to balance the Steadicam. If you wanna go low mode, so it's a lot of communication with the DP and the director for balancing specifically.
Right. For anybody listening, we got this new merch coming in. Don't forget to subscribe.
There you go. Nice. Hit that like button.
Hit that like button. Cling, cling.
I was going to ask you, so that brings me up to the next question, because now you're talking about directors and kind of working with them. How much leeway do you have as far as the creativity when it comes to the motion or the next type of shot? Is it really in a director's mind which room you're going to go through, where you're going to go next, or do they allow you to basically kind of, since that's your expertise, do they allow you to basically tell them?
It depends, because some directors like my input, especially because they don't understand camera movement as much. They kind of tell me, okay, this is the type of feeling that I want in the shot. Tells me what do you think. That's where I put my input. But majority of the time, and majority of the people that I work with, they come with a very specific shot in mind. And I would say that's a better way to work with the Steadicam operator, because my mind coming into as a Steadicam operator for the crew is like, I'm a tool for you guys to perform. And that way also avoids like, killing time on like the talking of like, okay, well, I feel that I can do it better like this. Okay, cool, but that's not what the directors want. That's not what the DP wants. Yeah. So I try to maintain that, like, let me go first for what they want first, and then let's see if
it don't work out, then I'll give them put 2 cents in it. I mean, that's the way I would probably want to do business. I mean, if I'm directing,
that's the way it should be done.
That's the way it should be done. Yeah, exactly.
Because how many times have we been on set where it goes off time because people are putting opinions, and
everybody wants to. Everybody's a hero. Everybody's a writer. Everybody's this. Bro, listen, we're gonna stick to the script, and that's it.
And then when it's on set, like when people notice that it's crumbling, and there's a sense of direction. Actors start jumping in. Then friends of the actors of the crew start jumping in. It's like, oh, you guys should do it this way. I'm like, well, we're professionals. There's a certain way why we're doing it this way, because they may not even know what we did yesterday or what we're going to do tomorrow. So like a friend of a friend being there just to hang out is going to start inputting because they see that, it looks like they're open for discussion. But they're really not.
I mean, let me ask you, I got a question, because it's been itching me a little bit. I see the Steadicam, and I respect that. It's a craft. It's almost like, you have to know what you're doing. Trust me, we had one. You know what we did? We sold it.
It's hard.
So not because whatever, but then the gimbals came out. Okay. Now wait, where you at? Exactly. I mean, why would you do all that work when you can use a gimbal?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say sorry, Steadicam operators. You can do 90% of the same shot with a gimbal. I'm gonna be blatantly honest.
Yeah.
With smaller camera.
Okay.
Yes. The thing about Steadicam, I would say, is more of like a perception thing.
Yes.
Because I've been on set that as soon as you pull the Steadicam and you have that camera on there, actors are like, oh shit. This is a real deal. This is a movie. I had to be on point.
We were talking about that in our past podcast. About appearance. How how we used to make our 5D look like a red. Huge.
We all been there.
Yeah.
So okay. So were you going with it or somewhere? Were you gonna say?
Yeah. So like, for me, like I mean, like I say, like the Steadicam is so specialized, but I see it now of like more of a of a specialty, in the sense of like, okay, we need it only because this camera is too big to put it on a gimbal.
Yes. Okay.
And also it give you a different feeling. I would say it give you a different flow for the camera. Yeah. But if you know how to set up the gimbals pretty right, I would say you can get 90% of the shot. But at the same time, also the Steadicam is a little bit more reliable than the gimbals.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where like I think like Steadicam operators are never gonna be out of job because like the Steadicam, there's nothing electronic that can go wrong. There's no battery.
But then again, the operator could get real tired depending on shot 64.
Well, the gimbals can get tired.
Well, I know,
and I noticed a lot of gimbals still wearing the body vest and all that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking if you got a gimbal with a body vest that helps with the weight, and you're almost there. I actually saw, and I don't know if you have seen this before, but I saw a guy with a vest with the arm, and he had a combination of gear. He had that hooked up to a he had a jib on it, so he was rocking and going up and down. I'm talking about.
Are you talking about Trinity, Airy Trinity? That's technically considered a Steadicam still.
Really, with the up and down, to be able to bring the camera up and down.
It's a gimbal attached to the pole.
Yes.
So I actually one of my rig it comes
with that.
Yes, so you can attach like a running RS2 Pro, put it there, put it with like whatever small camera. Always is made for small camera. Once you want to jump into Aria, Lexus, Red, bigger cameras,
you want to have that in your hands, bro. You don't want to play.
So my question is, like when gimbals came out and they started looking like like the T's with the handlebar. Okay, so do you know why they changed it to where it's just like a single pole handheld? Because I feel like they went downhill with it. Like it almost that's what like it wasn't evolving, it was going backwards because I found it to be harder to use.
One hand.
And not only that, then because of that, you can't rig up bigger cameras. I feel like the old Ronins, you can actually rig up a huge Red, and maybe even the Alexas can go on there.
So I mean, I think what happened was that they make such a good gimbal with the running 2 Pro, the big one, that they say like, okay, we don't really need to upgrade this thing, or the Mobi Pro also. The Mobi Super, it's still, I see a lot of people using it. I think it was so good that they were like, okay, we don't really need to keep upgrading this thing. And matter of fact, like they haven't upgraded in like probably like 5 years, something like that.
Maybe even more.
Been the same.
Yeah.
Now they use the handheld ones.
Yeah.
They just upgrade those, the ones with the single pole.
Yeah, because like they can make more money on that. Like like matter of fact, I have a running RS2. Sorry, DJI. And they came out with the running RS3. I use it, and I was like, no, I'm gonna keep the running RS2 because I feel like it's a better gimbal. It's more smooth. When I used the running RS3, I was like, what the fuck? Like you guys went back into the quality. So, and like I say, like I think running the DJI runnings, they're as best as they can get. Other than that, like I wouldn't even know what else they can upgrade.
So what you're saying is well back to the weight and how much load you add to yourself and to everything when you got this whole thing together. You're talking about another 30 to 40 pounds, right?
Correct.
So because I seen you guys operate the Steadicam on a 2-wheel scooter, the balancing scooter. I seen that, and the footage that come out of that stuff is amazing. It's just, I mean, but from looking at it, I was like, bro, that must be more. It's more tiring than walking.
Yeah,
standing in the same place with this thing is you tense.
I haven't tried those things because I feel like they're very insecure, like not secure for the camera.
It depends. You don't want to use a cheap one that you have to make sure that you count that you have that extra weight. You know, if it's only capable to maneuver 200 pounds and you 190 with the whole situation, you go to 225, you in trouble.
Yeah,
you could slip and break everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I rather trust my legs, bro. Because people ask me, "Oh, can you get into the 2-wheel thing?" I'm like, no. I rather run.
When it comes to running, is the Steadicam going to be better than the gimbal? Because I just, because there's no access, there's no stabilization for up and down.
It is better. I actually done like full spring.
Yeah.
Like I'll show you the video. I have a 360 shot that we did for a music video, and like for the chorus of the music video, I was like legitimately, it's just sprinting with the Steadicam, and the shot is perfectly smooth.
Nice.
Because once you know how to adjust the arm, the step are gonna be gone. And especially depending also the type of arm that you have. The more expensive ones, they completely eliminate all type of vertical jumps. But yeah, it's way better than the gimbal. The thing about gimbals too is like the reaction speed that you have for the camera is not the same. In the Steadicam, you can be fast. A lot of the stuff that I do also that they ask me to do is whip pens. Whip pens, they love it.
And you're controlling the pan versus the gimbal. It's like a motor that goes based off your impact.
Correct. So it's way better to do it on Steadicam. Also, like if you really want to go almost as slow as a dolly track, you can do it on a Steadicam. It's not the same on a gimbal.
I noticed that. That's actually where you see most of the instabilities in a gimbal, in my opinion, is when you're going slow and you start seeing.
When
you're going fast,
you'll
see it less.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you say so? I mean, I don't know if you're editing or not, but I find myself have a tendency to still stabilize footage when I use the gimbal. I'm not happy with it. There's still some sort of weird, one of those, or even if it's up and down. Do you warp stabilize or anything in post for Steadicam stuff? Or does the people you work with do it?
Sometimes. Depending on the shot. Like you will stabilize probably like a completely spring shot.
Okay.
Other than that, once you operate pretty good the Steadicam, you will completely eliminate all type of like movements and the up and down.
Okay.
So
that's what I figured with the Steadicam.
Yeah. It's more efficient for sure. A gimbal, a regular gimbal.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I liked about it the most. I just feel like you're saying, I don't think those jobs are going away just because they have a specialty in what they do versus gimbals.
Yeah, it's like even like a lot of people that now they say like, oh, like small cameras and they're gonna take the job from the bigger cameras. They never, in my personal opinion, it's never gonna happen. Even like when it comes to the conversation of like, oh, the phones can now record like cameras into some extent. Like right. I would not say that they're completely there yet. And there's always gonna be people also that they want the perception of like you coming to set and you want to see the big camera.
Right.
And especially also if you're trying to sell the big production budgets, like you can't show up with the small DSLR. Like,
show up over there, show up with an iPhone. Come on, let's shoot this movie. Come on.
Even if they're normalizing it, like what happens is I think AI is going to beat the phones faster than
you think so.
Yeah, because the time where they actually get the phones to compete with the cinema cameras, it's already going to be too late because AI is going to be already in that margin there where they're going to be using that instead of the phone. That makes sense.
Have you seen the new AI?
We just talked about Sora.
Which you talk about Sora? So you going to talk about that?
Yeah,
okay, the same thing.
Crazy.
Yeah, we spoke about that, but I'm waiting for it to come out. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see it in full. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that's my thing. Like, let's say that beats the phone, right? Why are you going to even focus on developing something that's going to compete with cinema cameras if this happens to come in there, right? And my other thing is like you're saying like size, right? You think they can pack all that quality in a small little phone and then at the same time still having radio frequencies, text messages, apps. There's no way that thing will overheat in an instant if you were to put 4K, 6K, that type of codec, shoot raw. I mean, look at some of the Sony cameras that overheat, right? They overheat and they're decently big, right? And they don't have any apps or anything like that, or you can't make any phone calls. So I don't see any phones being able to handle that capability as far as codecs and being able to record.
Yeah, no. We still have a job for a couple decades, I would say.
Did you hear about what happened with Red?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know, any speculation on why you guys think they did that? Why they sold it to Nikon?
I think Red, they were not making enough money, and especially when they come out with the Komodo, they kill all the old cameras, the old bodies. And I think for Red as a company, as a business, it was a bad move because they showed the customer like, hey, we can make the same camera with the same quality, but cheaper. So a lot of people, they were like, okay, I'm not going to keep investing money into this system when I can just buy a ARRI that they've been using the same sensor for like the past 20 years with the same color science. So it's going to look the same. So I think they lost a lot of money. This is speculation. when they come out with that camera, and now they were probably going like, okay, man, we need to make some moves so we can make some money.
That's a good perspective on
it. What do you think, man? Yeah, I know you.
I personally think, like, I'll bring up the story again, but in the last podcast we had a guy, we told him about the Tyler Perry thing where he once he saw OpenAI Sora, he halted his $800 million production studio, right? So I'm thinking, I'm putting these pieces together, right? He's like, okay, this is going to take over. And then I'm thinking, okay, now Red is selling their cameras. I felt like I had a opposite viewpoint. I feel like they made a lot. They're making more money. They're coming out with the Raptor. I mean, everyone's always like, hey, digital cinema. Who's up in the ecosystem now under $100,000 that's competing with Red and Arri? It's just them two. Yeah. So why would you sell your company? Sony, right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You're talking about prices on cameras?
Well, no, I'm saying like I'm getting to the point as to why I think they sold it.
Okay.
Because I personally think that they're selling it because they feel like cameras are going to be extinct. That's what I think.
You think so?
These guys know probably more than we do, man.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. I mean,
they don't know what goes around with the stocks and all that, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, I will still think it was because of what they did with the new cinema line, with the Komodo and the Raptor and all these cameras, because for a camera company you lose credibility when you were charging me $30,000, $40,000 for the body, and now you come out with the same quality
the Komodo,
for $6,000.
Yeah, we have the Komodos, both of them.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And we waited all this time to buy the Reds, and as soon as the Komodos came out, we bought both of them.
No, and like after they come out with these new bodies, all the old bodies that they were like $40,000, you can buy it for. Now you had to sell it for like $8,000.
Yeah, that was a bad move. I hate when they do stuff like that. It's eye opening, man.
Well, the reason they did is because they realized, oh wow, Sony's coming out with something cheaper, like the FX3, and then you have, hey man, all these cameras can do so much under 10 grand. How can we possibly make money with a Red that's $40,000-$50,000, for the same amount of. And I think, most of the thing that people don't realize that, there's all these streaming platforms that only accept certain cameras.
Correct.
Right. So now you made a Komodo X, which is allowed to be used on Netflix movies and TV shows. Right. So they're like, okay, well, people don't need to get the expensive ones. They can just get the Red Komodo, and then they're automatically accepted to use it. But that's a good point. I mean, I'm not saying what I'm saying is, but I'm just thinking in my head, like, you have virtual reality coming out, less people going out, less people interacting, more stuff on like Zoom calls, like everything's almost virtualized, right? So for you to be going out on set, shooting stuff, and you have AI Sora coming out, right? OpenAI Sora coming out. Everything's becoming like, I don't know if you saw like some of the new BMW commercials. The entire thing was done with Unreal Engine. And it literally looks super real. I was blown away by how the quality, and then eventually, like we talked with Matt about this, like companies are going to start shifting to what's trending. They're going to start shifting to, okay, well, this guy can do this one Unreal Engine. Let's all start doing it. We can save more money with one guy in his bedroom who can make this whole entire landscape and with one computer without any crew or anything. Right. So why does anyone have to bring out these huge cameras and go on set and light it and do all the other? You can make the lighting in there. You can make the scenes in there. And so I don't know. That's the way I saw it.
Did you guys saw the approach of how they shot the Creator on the FX3s?
Oh, I heard about that. They shot it on the FX3. Yeah, I heard the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Oh wow.
Which is crazy because it's a big block, like, full movie. And I saw a video recently. The way that they approach to shooting the movie. Normally, you storyboard the movie and you say, okay, we're gonna shoot this scene for this type of VFX. They say, we're not gonna do all that. We're just gonna shoot, and then we figure out what we're gonna make CGI and where we're gonna put the VFX, which is a different approach.
It sounds like us sometimes.
It sounds like what we do. Yeah. I wonder why they did it that way though.
So they were shooting in Thailand, I think it was.
Okay.
Which is a location that they say is better if we actually capture the real life, the people just there.
That's the way it should be.
That answers the question about and the worry about doing stuff in a computer. You know what I'm saying?
Question,
yeah. So
because a lot of people when they do like VFX, it's like they shoot it and then they had to recreate the whole scene.
Yeah.
Because they're like, okay, this doesn't work because the makeup was not right or whatever thing. So they ended up recreating the whole shot on VFX. So they say, don't worry about that. You shoot. so you can actually capture like the real emotions
from the environment.
Yeah,
I say that's why I think there will be a market for that. But
there's
I think
gonna be a market for that for the people that prefer that.
But here's the thing, though, because let's say there will be a market for that, but then finding your go-to client to want that, you're going to be in a small little ecosystem that you're going to be competing with guys who are like let's say you have 10 clients who want a traditional way of filmmaking, and then you have 100 million people who want Unreal Engine, they want OpenAI Sora.
But those are the people that are probably gonna try to do it themselves, man.
But what I'm saying is now you're competing with, you can't grab 10 clients and you got like 100 people doing traditional style filmmaking.
Yeah.
Now you're fighting your way to get these clients because you want to shoot that way.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's like how are we gonna today? How are we gonna find a client that wants us to shoot on videotape? I bet you there is someone out there like that. Good luck finding them.
I want that old school feeling. I want that,
Matter of fact, in the music video industry, a lot of music videos right now, they still shoot in 35 millimeter film. Like the Arri 235s, which is like, it will be like counterintuitive because you will be like, okay, why are we going to spend all this money on film?
Exactly.
But it's for the perception of the film industry of like, okay, we come to set, we cannot waste any second of this film because it's important.
Right.
I think that's a different approach, and like it's more about the experience. As I always say too, like I actually recently I was talking with one of my friends and we were discussing about, okay, if you wanna get into bigger commercials, but you always just doing a one-man production, how you pretend to sell yourself for those big commercials? You gotta portray that image. You gotta, kind of like sell the dream, like if you will say.
You have to sell it if you don't.
Because if not, you're gonna stay forever doing the small little one-man videos. So.
But I think it's going to get expensive to do. For example, let's say we get into traditional style filmmaking, people who want the nature and all that, right? Like I feel like that's going to cost more.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it's
like better for us.
It's going to cost more.
Right, and that's why that even makes it more difficult. So you're going to want to use Unreal Engine, you're going to want to use AI because you can't go out there like somebody who's like you're saying who wants to shoot on film. Like I can't even find anyone today that wants that, right? And I'm sure there's people out there, like I said. But then how much does it cost to get these people out there? How much does it cost to get the film on there? So in our instance right now, let's say we think filmmaking now is cheap. We can do it. But then once this stuff becomes cheap and easy and affordable, hey, I can get a 10-minute short film with OpenAI Sora, paying a subscription for the application for $30 a month.
Yeah,
and I can make 20 short films.
That's gonna be crazy because
think about it. How are you gonna get all these people to make 20 short films in 1 month?
I can already see people doing their own little commercials on there, man.
Yeah,
getting the IA to write it, edit it, and just loading up the prompt right and getting a commercial to their business and forget about those things. It's gonna happen.
That's why.
But not everybody's gonna bite into that. You know what I'm saying? Not, because it's just not genuine. It doesn't feel right. Sometimes it's just you will know. You're gonna know the difference when you generate. Correct. When you generate an image in something like that, you will know that it's generated. It's not going to be that perfect. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You're going to see it. It's going to be so. It's going to be like, remember how we didn't like how the movies look and the when you change the hertz on the TV?
Yeah, like the smooth stuff.
It's going to be the same thing, man.
But the problem is how much people are going to be content with it. Because if 95% of the population is content with you doing that, then you have to blend in with them. Your opinion won't matter at that point.
I'm with you because not a lot of people even got the eye. They won't even ignore it.
I go to their house and I see the super smooth thing on. Like you know what I'm talking about, the TV stuff?
And the TV that you see that.
I hate that stuff.
It looks like a novela, like a soap opera. Yeah. I hate that.
And they don't notice it.
I think the approach for us as a filmmaker with all this new technology is still watch it all, like especially the AI video and all that, as a tool, because I don't believe that I'm gonna get replaced completely and our whole industry is gonna be
able to operate a Steadicam. I'll tell you that much.
Like especially the feeling, like I see the Unreal Engine, like that's the one thing that I was like, oh man, damn, maybe I
thought about getting into it.
Yeah,
I'm like, I think this is the next level of filmmaking.
Yeah, but it's still like there's still a level of like emotion that you cannot capture.
Yeah,
with that, especially for performance. And when you talk about big movies and all that, the performance from the people, you can recreate that. Like a good actor is gonna give you
performance. Performance it means everything. I mean, it's just. People sit there. Have you seen how many people go to a concert, see people jump around?
Yep.
AI is not going to be able to give you
I'm not
that,
saying that
man.
won't happen, but the way people are hopping on this Vision Pro stuff, Apple Vision Pro, like they want the virtual reality stuff. They don't mind seeing a concert in virtual reality, right? Like Meta is pushing this metaverse thing, right? You know about the metaverse, right? They're literally building a landscape of society.
Just crazy.
It's crazy. And then people might be into that, especially like maybe now our generation, but you're thinking like the kids under us, right? The generation previous or after, or whatever, they're probably going to be in love with that. They're like, I'm not getting out of my house. I have the whole entire world experience in my bedroom. Take this, for example, right? Do you do the thing where you, on your television, you throw up the fireplace or you throw up those hotel rooms? Think about it. That is a small percentage of where we're headed. Yeah. The fact that you can put it on your TV, experience some other worldly place, mountains, you see through the windows where you see the snow and the rain. Bro, I'm not
gonna lie. I sometimes I sleep with the rain music. With the rain
that's what I do every night. That TV's on with that freaking hotel view of the mountains. Right. So people, that's a small percentage of what's gonna happen when people put these Apple Vision Pros on or whatever the future is gonna hold. They're gonna have those things all the time.
Will you pay $4,000 for that?
No, I would never do virtual reality. Never. I'm staying in this world.
I mean, you never tried it. I'm just saying.
I tried it a few times. To be honest with you, to me, it's like it's so disconnecting. It makes me vomit. It gives me nausea.
It doesn't come. It doesn't let you plug in. It doesn't take you anywhere. Is what you're saying.
It will eventually. It will. What I'm saying about the thing with the TV. Yeah. With these virtual reality goggles, you're eventually going to be right in there, and you're never going to want to get out. Like you're gonna feel this is where I want to be all day.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and there's movies like I don't know if you guys seen the movie. I think it's Gone Baby, or I don't remember what it's called, but it's like these group of people. They live on this deserted island, and it's like in the middle of nowhere, and they tell them there that there was a nuclear holocaust, and that this is the only place that's safe and it's not contaminated. But so everyone's perfectly living. They don't tell them what's going on outside of their world. And everything in the world is fine. Everyone works. Everyone's got money. They're clean. They have everything that they can ask for. So they don't question what's outside. Hey, they don't question whether is it actually a nuclear holocaust past this area that where we can't get out. Okay. So at the end, one girl starts to see these visions that don't belong in that reality. She's like, where are these visions coming from? I don't even see. I've never seen it before. And then eventually at the very end, I hope I'm not spoiling this for anyone, but if I'm, just shut it off here. She wakes up and she's in this house in New York somewhere, like living in poverty. She wakes up and the man that she was in that same reality when he's sleeping next to her, they're plugged into like this Matrix thing where that whole thing is simulated, right? So when they get up, they're tired, they're dirty, there's roaches on the kitchen counter or something, they don't have food. But in that reality where they're plugged in, they don't want to get out. They want to go back to it because they have everything there. And then these things are basically programs sending to their minds that they're always eating and they're never hungry. So it doesn't. None of that happened. Like none of it has changed, which is crazy, man. I'm not saying that we're headed that way, but it's a small fraction of that.
Yeah. I always see like the new technology as a positive thing because, you can go full like, oh man, like the world is gonna end, which is it's an easy way to get into. But for us as a filmmaker, I always say like it's a new way to express our visions. So yeah. I think the more the better, the more more technology, more ways to show or work. It should be fine. It should be good for a couple of good years.
That's a good way to stay positive about it. Yeah.
All right. Don't forget to go to the link and check out the merch. Armin's been working very hard on this merch situation, so please go check it out and don't forget to subscribe.
And hit that like button.
The like button. Make sure. What's the other little bell that lets you know when we on?
That's the notification bell.
That right there. Just hit it. What's the biggest project you ever worked on? Like, that you consider that was like, wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have two actually that I want to mention.
Two?
Yeah.
Hold up, man. This guy, bro.
Yeah.
Who is this guy, bro? I thought I knew you, man. Talk to me.
So, the first one is a music video. I actually work as a Steadicam up for a music video for El Alfa, Joel y Randy, and what's the name of this guy?
That's in your realm too that he's mentioning because I'm not gonna know these.
No, artists. I know who he's talking about. El Alfa, El Alfa is pretty big. Yeah, man. Pretty big artist, man. He's Dominicano. He's Dominican, El Alfa.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I figured you would know better.
In the map, man. Do you know that Dominican Republic is actually in popularity in the whole world? We like the most popular country in the world.
Regarding what?
it's just us, just who we are, Dominicans. We just it, man. We got it.
You're saying like the whole world knows Dominican.
The whole world knows Dominican and Dominican Republic. You just gotta take a girl there one time, man. You know.
Yeah, I think my dad was telling me. Well, I don't want to cut him off.
Let's go back because you froze for a second.
Yeah,
I had to take over.
We're trying to let you recuperate.
Yeah, you're supposed to take over, man. Just push me away and be like, yo, man, shut up. It's my turn, man.
I was looking for the name of the other artist. Yo, Willie Randy, Alice Sensation.
Alice Sensation, great, yeah.
And an American artist I don't remember right now, but it was big time back then. The name will come back.
Was it Rick James?
No.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Stupid.
But yeah, that was, I would say, one of the biggest music videos that I'd done, because I mean the El Alfa.
No, El Alfa's huge, man. That's huge.
When I had when they told me that it was gonna be the
can you tell me which song?
Yeah, it's called Sugar Daddy, literally.
Sugar Daddy?
Yeah, Sugar Daddy.
I know which Sugar Daddy.
I gotta go back and look at the footage now.
I gotta see Sugar Daddy, Sugar. It's a good video.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Where did we shot? In Orlando or Miami?
It was actually in Miami because majority of like the big music videos here in Florida, they're shot in Miami.
Yeah.
And I mean, for everybody that would really want to get into the music video, Miami's the place.
Well, it depends on the video. It depends. I mean, Miami, Orlando is just as beautiful. We gotta, and we gotta keep up. No, we can actually make believe we're in Miami.
Yeah,
we have a lot of. Yes, we
I've done it before.
I'm not a fan of Miami, but I don't know if I agree with that one.
I'm just what
making Orlando look like Miami.
Bro, listen, bro. We got mansions. We got almost something like Star Island over in
Winter Park.
I don't know where. What the hell was that? That was you.
Yes,
okay, it's okay.
Winter Park, right?
Yeah, Winter Park. We got the nice. Yeah. I'm just saying, if we needed to shoot something and say we did it in Miami, we have the resources here to lie.
Yeah, I mean, you can
do it.
You can. Miami could.
Matter of fact, for that music video, the whole concept was like they wanted to shoot it in like different locations, so they have a LED wall, and like we shot apparently in Paris, Dubai, obviously Miami. They use it as well.
We can do that here.
Oh yeah, I saw you. Yeah, so I would say that one, and also I work for a commercial for Brightline, which is like the train station here. Train station, yeah. It was a big commercial because we had 2 units. I was the first AC on the second unit, and that was huge. Like when I got to that job, I was not expecting to be like such a big production, but when we got there, I was like, oh man, I'm the kid in the crew, literally. So I would say those 2 jobs so far. I mean, I've been working also for a production company. That's an ongoing job actually. That we do training videos for the police department here in the United States. So we try. Yeah.
So Matt does the same thing that was here. That's cool.
Matt does that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So we travel all the way around United States, working with state police and city police, doing a training video for.
You ever pull that get out of jail card, man? Hey, let's man.
Wait, so you go to do you go to all the counties or do you go to all the police departments in each city
in the U.S.?
So it depends of the job. Sometimes it's with state police, which is the whole state.
Okay, it's like troopers and stuff.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just with the city police. So I've been doing like we did it last year for like pretty much like half of the year. It's pretty amazing because it gives you a different perspective also to work with the cops. Like
right.
Like I have opportunities. I'll show you some videos.
They're not really beating people up all the time. They actually
yeah. They actually do their job. No. They're good people. I can't.
He's stupid over here.
I'm just joking.
I know where he's going. Hold on, man. Cut it right there before you get demonetized.
I need that on there. It's okay, man.
No, but it's actually a really fun job because they, especially when it's with the state police, they give us all the assets from the police. So helicopters, SWAT team,
wow. So the real drone shots.
like bomb squad, the bomb, the firefighter. So it's a pretty cool experience. I'll show you some stuff.
Nice. So basically, they put everything in your hands. Hey, you need the chopper? Come get it.
Yeah.
And shoot from up there.
Yo, that's cool.
It's pretty cool stuff, man. You got that brings a lot of value to the production too, man.
Yeah.
Man, production values are crazy. It's like, these guys are the real thing, man.
Yeah, I actually have to direct in one of those jobs a shot where we have a real helicopter over some like a semi truck, and we have a SWAT team getting into the truck, getting the person outside of the truck. They throw smoke grenades, so the whole thing looks like a whole like
a movie,
like a legitimate movie, but
so
they're real people.
Gotcha.
Oh,
that's cool, man. Call me up sometime.
The only thing that we shot like that was when we shot in Apopka. The army guys, that was pretty good, man.
You want me to share that story up in at the
what?
Oh my god, that hotel, I forgot the name of it. But anyways, I'll share the story with the SWAT team that happened. Want me to tell you that story?
Tell me with the SWAT team that we shot in Apopka?
Okay, so back in 2013 or 14, we were filming a bank robbery scene for this movie, and we were supposed to shoot it. Yeah, we were supposed to shoot it at some other location. It didn't work out, so we went to this hotel, right? And we had permission from the staff to film in there. So they gave us the whole lobby. We changed the entire lobby to make it look like a bank. You know where I'm going.
I wasn't there that night.
Okay, yeah, you didn't make it that night. Okay, so the whole front of the lobby, there's a huge window, right? In that window, you can see the main interstate or highway, right? So like when it gets nighttime, you can see through that window from the outside. Right, so we're there. We're filming a bank robbery scene, and we started during the day. So we're doing some of the shots that require to be filmed outside during the day in the van, where the guys get in the van, they drive around, and they come to the location. And when they get to the bank, it's supposed to be like around midday. So we have permission to be there. We've got all release forms. It's private property. There's no reason we should have trouble, right?
Yeah.
So we're in there. And we literally only got the chance to shoot the very first shot before the cops show up, right? So I remember when we're stepping outside to get the guy who's doing the slate, we hear a police officer. He's got a shotgun out, and he's saying, "Drop the weapon," right? So we're saying, "Weapon? Like this is a clapper. This is not a weapon." So he tells him like 5 times, and the guy who's holding the clapper is walking closer, and he keeps telling him, "Sir, this is not a weapon." And the guy that's saying that, he's running this hotel, right? Like it's his.
Yeah.
So, he has authority. It's his place. And the cops just saying there, he's like, "Dude, I'm going to shoot you right now if you don't put that down." So finally puts it down. He detains the guy, puts him in the back seat, and then I go back inside. And I'm like, "Okay, guys, there's cops outside. We got to just, let's just put everything down that looks like guns." And all of a sudden, you see outside, there's spotlights. There's like 3 helicopters coming. Helicopters, a spotlight over the entire parking lot. And then all of a sudden I look at my shirt and I look at like some of my guys. There's red lasers on our shirts going up to like going across my eyes like this. And I'm looking out in the street, like snipers lined up on the street, and their lasers are coming through the window. And all of a sudden I look up, they're roping down the helicopter. And the whole thing was shut down. There was like 50 police cars.
I remember I got the story.
And I'm like, everybody get down. So we dropped down, and I'm like, bro, like my hands went cold. I was like, they're about to come in here, drop a stun grenade or whatever,
and shoot everybody,
and start shooting people. I'm like, and I'm thinking the next guy next to me is probably gonna move or twitch, and I'm gonna get shot.
Yeah, he gonna mess me up, man.
So we're waiting, bro. It took like an hour before they finally came in, because I think what they were doing, they were going around and checking the premises of the entire hotel. And then they're coming up to the door, and they're coming with riot shields. And there's a guy over the riot shield, the guy who's holding it, and the guy's above him. So he's the shooter. They're coming in. We're all on the floor like this. And then he notices they start touching the guns are plastic. And then they get so pissed off because they were like, "Man, we got all dressed up. We came down here for this, and these are plastic guns." So it's almost like some of the guys were like amped up. They wanted it to be real, which is kind of crazy, but whatever. Or it could be just like we wasted all this taxpayer money for all these guys. But anyway,
the chopper out. It's
private property, so that should have not happened. But the fact that you have probable cause because you have a window and somebody saw it out there.
Oh my God! This bank, they robbed the bank.
Somebody was literally probably passing by and saw it through the window. So
that is crazy.
Yeah, so we didn't even think of that. I don't know why. I mean, that was not my fault. I was like, like people in charge. I'm not gonna say names.
Yeah.
But so anyways, before all that happened, we called for food. We called Pizza Hut, right? Or I think it was. We called this pizza guy. He's coming. He's bringing the food, and so we ordered. Then the cops show up, and then the pizza guy comes after the cops leave, and he says, "Man, the cops are holding me up at the roadblock. They didn't let me pass by, but now I know where I was going. You guys were literally the reason why I couldn't deliver your pizza." So he's like, "I got a story to tell everybody when I get back to the shop."
That's what's up.
So, but here's what's crazy. This is a crazier story. So you remember Ruben?
Yes.
Okay, so Ruben was a guy that was helping us. He did sound and stuff like that. So this is like 4 or 5 years later.
Puerto Rican Ruben.
Yeah, he's dating this girl. and he was hanging out with her. He told me the story. He says, one time I was hanging out with this girl that I met, and she was telling me this story, how her brother's in the SWAT team. And she said that, one of my brothers, he was flying from Miami to Orlando on a chopper. They were doing a SWAT. He got called in for, a bank robbery. Mm-hmm. And I think you know where I'm going with this. So the helicopter's coming from Miami. He's roping down. And he says all these guys were there, and the whole thing was a film set. Yeah. Right. So he was there before he dated her. So like. She's telling him the story, and he's like, I was there. I was there with my film guys, and I was there. Your brother was there coming up in the place when freaking. So that's crazy, man. I was like, I can't tell. That's probably one of the scariest stories.
I heard that story the next day.
I'm glad that we just, we're planning everything, and we're with the cops.
That's when I first started out. This was like probably 3 years into filmmaking for me. So like we didn't do things by the book. Yeah. I mean, actually, if you think about it, that was all. It was planned, right? It's a private property. But we just didn't think about the window. Right. And then
think about the window.
And then we were supposed to go back and reshoot, but then the cops were like, "We need $500,000 of insurance policy." And then I need license plates on every car that's there. So we're like, this is not going to work out. So we went to a whole other place and did it indoors, where there was no way to find out that. From the outside, you can tell something's going on. So, but it was like, it's in the gray area. You're doing something right legally. Yeah, legally. But then at the same time, you're giving them probable cause because they're looking through the window. So they have a reason to bust through. So
yeah, that was crazy.
But I anyone watching out there, make sure you always get a permit.
Get your permits.
Don't go out filming with guns or anything like that. Make sure you call the police department, let them know, because I've had so many instances where I almost got killed. Guns drawn on me.
Remember, we used to have those guns out, those fake guns out at the hotel that we spent the 2 years in.
Yeah. That was risky too.
That was risky too.
Yeah, but that was like one little gun, and then this was a whole artillery. This was like 20 bad guys rolling in with shotguns and AR-15s.
No wonder the SWAT came. Yeah.
Wow, bro.
Somebody from the outside saw this guy was guys with masks and AR-15s and all this. The hotel thing is like, hey, one little handgun, and you know what I mean. So, but anyways.
All right, to close it out, man. You got any advice to? You already gave them advice to how to start, how to do the club situation. But I'm talking about in general. Let's generalize the advice. To anybody that wants to even start anything from the beginning. It could be a business. It could be just. Anything, man. If you just want to go out and say something that may touch somebody or anything like that, will work.
I would say work with purpose, especially in this industry, because a lot of people, they want to do everything, and you're not gonna find success on just be good on every single step. Like I think, in talking from personal experience, the success you're gonna see it when you specialize in something. Like when they remember you because you were the best first AC, you were the best gaffer, whatever you trying to do, try to do it as best as possible. In general, because that's how I've been finding success into the industry, and I think that's how people really need to see themselves.
That's basically the key in anything that you do.
Yeah, I know for sure. But for this industry, because I see a lot of people that they wanna, portray this image of like, oh, I can do everything.
They call themselves actor, producer, director,
and like
videographer.
Brother, it doesn't work like that. Like I've been in 10 years, and the more that you specialize, that you find your niche, I think it's gonna be better for you. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Yeah, and just one last question I was going to ask you. I think I got caught up talking about the SWAT thing, but yeah. So, what was the most difficult project that you did, or like maybe on set, or what was the most hardest time?
I had one shot that with the Steadicam that I was like, dude, like I don't think this is gonna be possible, but let's try it, and it works. And I actually have the BTS. So it was for a short film for one of my friends. His name is Tristan. The short film is called Baila Conmigo. And we had this shot that it was coming from a kitchen, tracking a plate of food. And we had to go into some aisle, like to the left, going straight in an aisle that I can barely fit with the Steadicam, tracking the whole time the freaking plate into a dinner table. that even the DP, when he approached to me for the shot, he was like, man, I don't think this is possible, but let's try. And that's what I see when we were touching about, like, you know, you gotta really like collaborate with the director and the DP for the shots. It's like you sometimes you think it's not gonna be possible, but you gotta try. You gotta see if it's possible. You obviously always thinking about safety. And it came out and it's great and one of the best shots in the short film. So
I like to see that shot. Now that you said so much about it, I need that.
We're gonna plug it in right there in the bottom.
There you go.
It's gonna play now. That's when it's gonna play right now.
There you go. Okay.
But yeah, I would say that one, and I mean the long shots on the Steadicam, man. You gotta have the strength. You gotta have the stamina.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
All right, man. Well, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Thank you, Enmanuel, for coming by.
Appreciate it, guys.
And make sure you guys subscribe. Hit that like button.
Hit that like button right
there. Hit
there.
that notification bell.
Right there. That's right there.
There you go. All right, bro. Thank you so much, man. Good time.
All right.